I actually almost killed myself. The thing that stopped me, I'd say, was I didn't want to die and leave my baby sisters. So I planned to kill all three of us. And then my younger sister, I realized she was pregnant. And so I think that the new child just couldn't make, because I had made peace with them. I was like, God, they have sinned. We can all die. It's fine. But I don't know, something about this new life that was growing in my baby sister's womb. Just, that's why I named him the healer. And that's why I'm so close with that child. A lot of people think he's my biological child, how close I am and how much I love him. But if not for him, I don't think we would all still be alive.
Don't say that.
Yeah.
So you would sit with these people and be like, they don't know what I'm planning in my
I
mind.
actually even asked them from my dad, December of 2013, the year that my mother passed, because I had made plans. I went to the bank, I loaned and maxed out everything, spent all that money on all of us. They also didn't know that I was planning to kill us all. It was bad. And so I do think that it's very important that, like, if someone is going through loss and you know maybe this person was very close to maybe, you know, their mother or something, like, pay more attention to them, because thinking would know they are okay, it's not there. That's when, like, everyone will be left shocked, like, yo, she killed all of them, you know, what was the reason, this and this. But in the black community, we don't really believe in mental health mostly. You know, it's better now that I feel like the privileged are coming on board, but still I do remember there was a day that I was crying and I was talking to my parent. I was like, you know, I'm struggling with depression. Like, I've been struggling with depression for years. And he looked me straight in my eyes and he said, my depression is more than yours. That was the last time I was like, I'll ever talk to him about anything mental, you know. But I do understand that he comes from a generation that doesn't understand anything about depression. So I did sit down and I thought of ways. The one way that I thought of was poison, but I was like, what if they die? I die and they don't, or one of them survives, like, then what happens? So I thought of a gun. I was like, where am I gonna get a gun? I thought of driving my car off a bridge, but then I was like, what if I die and they don't? And then like, there was just so much that was in my mind, because I wanted to make sure that they are dead before I die. I do personally feel like if you are a parent, it's selfish. I know that a lot of people attack me for this, but it is because you have brought people in this planet, you know. You leave this world. Who are you leaving those kids with? So I think that I'm also just thinking about this from a perspective of someone that lost a mother and went through the most. But as someone that was ready to commit suicide at that time, I didn't see any way out. There was no way out. The pain was just too much to a point where I couldn't handle. And I knew that if I was to die by myself, my sisters were going to suffer. So I think that if it was a matter of I was the only child, no doubt about it, I wouldn't be sitting here. But I can say that I'm really glad that I didn't go through with it, because I wouldn't have experienced the life that I live now. My nephew.
Oh, as you're saying, she was pregnant.
Yeah.
And then you slowly started coming back in your senses.
Yeah, because I was like, now there's an innocent soul in the mix. And then for some reason, I feel like this is super weird, because when my mom, and I feel like this is gonna be TMI, when my mom passed, the trauma shook my body so much that I didn't go on my periods, I think, for 3 months. So I thought I was pregnant. And I was excited a bit. And then when I went to the clinic, they were like, no, actually, you're not pregnant. And the same day when I was going home, I started going on my periods. And so it felt almost like another loss, another miscarriage. The child that I felt like, oh, this child is the one that's gonna, you know. But at the same time, my baby sister was falling pregnant and I didn't know. And so the name Mupodzi, I had already given it to the child I thought was in my womb. That when I realized she was pregnant, I was like, okay, that name is gonna go to him. And so I think also just thinking, which again, there was a lot of trauma and a lot of things that were happening, but that child saved us all. So I do believe that God knew that he had to be here. Depression is real. Depression is real. Like, when someone can't get out of bed even like for 3 days straight, It's real, and you get exhausted. And any day that you wake, and at that time after my mom passed, I started experiencing panic attacks. If you've ever had one panic attack, you'll understand how horrible it was. I think I used to have about 5 panic attacks in a day. It was mentally draining. I couldn't do it anymore. I was physically exhausted. I was mentally exhausted. I was forever in the hospital. They even misdiagnosed me and told me I was having a heart problem and they wanted to operate. Yeah, until like, they said, no, you have to go back to therapy. And when I went to therapy, that's when my therapist actually realized that it had nothing to do with my heart, but the fact that I was having panic attacks. And then that's when she started training me on how to like handle them. And then that was when I was able to handle them. I don't have panic attacks anymore. Like how they say what does not kill you makes you stronger. I believe in what does not kill you crushes you. You have to like build so much strength for you to come out, and then people call you strong. This, like, I've gone through, I remember last year we were on a trip with YouTube to Cape Town, and I was going through all this mess, and I remember I was staying on the 18th floor and I looked at the window.
Don't say that.
I swear.
This is even after you had started YouTube.
Yes, I got triggered, I think, when I was in Cape Town, because I saw people that are making less than me, living larger than me. And I was like, I have so much, because from last year I've been taking my babysitter to college. All that
so
financial
burden
is on me. My nephew goes to a really nice private school. I'm paying for that. I have my own self. My other sister also, I have to send money every month because my father sure ain't. So yeah, it was really depressing for me.